Hi, I'm Stuart. Welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you watch any of my previous videos. In either case, thanks for taking a look at this video. About 3 months ago I started posting videos about books to my channel. I never did the Booktube Newbie Tag. Recently Kelly of Books I'm Not Reading suggested it's a good time for me to do the Booktube Newbie Tag. Thanks to Kelly for the suggestion. And since I'm going to be a newbie for a while longer, I figure it's a good time to do this video. There are 9 questions in this tag. The first is, why did you start your channel? Should note that I've actually had a YouTube channel for a long time, but the only videos I ever posted were about 9 years ago when I posted some videos from concerts. The reason I started to post about books and turn this into a booktube channel, there was 2 reasons actually. A few months back, a friend of mine suggested I might have something to add to this area. And then I saw a video by MJ of Reading This Life where she suggested that if someone was thinking about starting a booktube channel, they should do so. So those were the 2 reasons. What I want to accomplish from this channel now is to connect with other readers and discuss books. One of my best friends is an avid reader, but due to circumstances in her life, she's not able to read much right now. My sister is an avid reader, but her tastes are different than mine. I have other friends who are avid readers, but their tastes are different and we just don't discuss books. So that's what I hope to accomplish here. The second question is, what unique things can you bring to BookTube? I think 2 things I can bring that are unique are that I'm older. As a matter of fact, I think I'm probably older than pretty much all the people I subscribe to and most of the people I see on here. The other perspective is I read a lot of fantasy, romance, young adult, and certain types of memoirs. That these books are mostly read by women and mostly written by women. And I think being an older man, I can bring a unique perspective to those genres. I'm different than most of the people who read and write them. One thing I will say though is that perspective isn't going to be one of hate. I do love these genres and I love many of these authors. I do read other genres that I'll talk about in question 9 below. The third question is, what are you most excited about? I'm most excited about learning to create videos and attempting to get better at it. I'm also excited about the fact that this process is not an easy one. It takes a lot of effort, incremental improvements. It takes a lot of patience, and that's not something I always have a lot of. The fourth question is, why do you love reading? I love it because it takes me away from my normal life. I can become engrossed in it. I also love that it can fill in the gaps. For instance, if I'm at the car dealership for a checkup and they tell me there's a repair they got to do that takes a few hours, I can occupy my time quite happily just reading some book. And especially as now we have books on our phone, it makes it even better to do that. The fifth question is, what got you into reading? When I was young, my mother would read to my sister and myself. That was my first exposure to it. The first books I remember reading were the Hardy Boys series. There could have been others, but those were the ones I remember. And then I got into science fiction. Writers like Isaac Asimov, Frank Herbert, older writers like H.G. Wells and Jules Verne. I just loved the way that books would transport me to another world. The sixth question is, what challenges do you think you'll face? As I've already posted a few videos, I can talk about the challenges I've already faced and ones I continue to face. Some of the challenges are technical. Selecting a camera, selecting a microphone, selecting a tripod. Then you have to learn how to use these items. There's file management challenges. Learning how to transfer the files from your phone, or learning how to transfer the files from my camera to my phone and then to my computer. I learned that the camera records at a bit rate which is very high and makes file transfer difficult, so I set that lower and then the file transfer got better. A big challenge is editing. There's a technical challenge of learning how to do it. There's a challenge of being patient. And for me anyway, and I think for most people, there's a big challenge of just seeing yourself. You don't typically see yourself as others see you, but when you're editing a video, which can take several hours, you're forced to see yourself as others, and you can see that you're, at least in your eyes, you can be quite awkward, and that can be difficult. Another challenge is, because I'm a shy introvert, getting myself to actually post the videos was initially difficult and getting better, but it still can be difficult. The thought of putting yourself out there can be tough. Although at this stage I feel happy when I do get the video out. The process of uploading to YouTube also, there's multiple steps to that. Just the fact that the process will take time and patience can be difficult in some respects, although good for me too because it forces me to be patient, which I'm not always patient. The seventh question is, when did you start reading? The earliest I remember reading was when I was in grammar school. That was probably when I started reading the Hardy Boys series. The odds, I think, are pretty likely that I probably read picture books before then, but I don't remember those. Question 8 is, where do you read? I mostly read in my bedroom. During the day, I read sitting in a chair. At night, I read, well, in bed. I read occasionally when I'm out, once in a while at the local mall. As I said in answer to previous questions, when I'm at the car dealership, I'll read. But mostly, I like to keep my reading at home, and when I'm out, I'm aware of other stuff and present in the moment when I'm out. Question 9 is, what genres do you read? I read horror, fantasy, romance, young adult, some science fiction, memoirs, autobiographies, some nonfiction, mainly nature. I like reading nature nonfiction. I'm including a graphic from Storygraph which shows the breakdown of my top genres since I started on Storygraph in February 2022. That graph shows that my top genre is classics, which, although I still intend to read some classics, I don't think it'll remain my top genre. At this time, I'm trying to record and release a video about once a week. I hope to reach a point where I can release a couple of videos a week. Most of these videos I'm going to try to do are going to talk about one book or maybe a couple of books that are related in some way. I'm not planning to release too many videos that talk about a whole series of books, with the exception of end-of-month summaries and maybe TBRs. If you enjoyed this video, or perhaps found something in the things I talked about that you think you might be interested in looking at further videos, please consider liking this video and subscribing, perhaps leaving a comment. Hope you have a wonderful day.